everybody, Anthony here, and unfortunately there is not going to be a live replay for the round 2 feature for the Psi-Pre Invitational, just because the way scheduling worked out. I just couldn't find any match to stream, but I did manage to record my own against Champion, and that will be the feature match. So similar to what I did with my top 8 match for Encounter 5, I have the Round 2 match for PPI recorded, and I am just going to commentate over it after the fact. And you will see a bit of jump cutting around. This is a casual event, so there was a lot of downtime and just thinking about more actions a bit more. So a little bit of jump cutting here and there, but things are going to be moving along smoothly in the overall video. So with that, let's go ahead and get started with the post gameplay commentary, whatever the term is. I don't know. Okay, so we are getting started here. I am just warming up the dice to hopefully put them in my favor, because I have not won a whole lot of dice rolls as of late, and 2d6 roll-off. I don't remember what champion rolled. I think it was under a 9. I know that much. I ended up getting the call here, and I believe I decided to go first here. So I am playing last line of defense as kind of a joke. Also, sorry for the camera shake on my end. I need to fix my setup a little bit. This is just what I have to do right now, so hopefully in the future it's fixed. But I'm playing last line of defense, an orange build, just for memes. Champion is playing Sharks, and ironically enough, these were the 2 decks we, or at least the 2 deck concepts that we ran in Encounter 1, so that's kind of funny. But we're going to move over to my turn. Standard turn 1 play. Flip Omega. Send him. I believe I sent him into Chomp here, because my thinking is if I can force Champion to burn a counter already, trying to make sure that Deliberata stays untapped, that could be huge. I go in for 9 Pierce 1, and Chomp is KO'd. And if I'm not mistaken, that was an overrule that just got flipped. You'll see eventually why I included that in my deck. I'm not sure if I will have the deck links in the description. Actually, after the event ends, I will post a link in the description to the top 8 page on Teletrans, so that way you can see all the deck lists. And moving over to Champion's turn, he will flip Peck and give everyone bold one. Actually, I don't remember. Oh, wait, this is the moment where he was just reminding himself of what everything did. So let's go ahead and cut to when he actually made his play. Okay, so we fast-forwarded here a little bit. Peck QC in bot mode. He flips Peck back down right here. He was just seeing what Peck did in bot mode. And then he ends up flipping Biter into bot mode. And if I remember correctly, there was not any card plays. Nope, just sends Biter straight up into Omega. And we're just waiting for it flips here. And there we go. So Biter into Omega. I unsurprisingly flip 0 defense. And Biter goes in for 4 Pierce 1, Omega blocks 1, takes 3, but then moves 1 back thanks to countdown, so Omega essentially takes 2, Biter takes 1, and then Champion drops a Enforcement Batons to pick up a Soldier's Blaster. So there's that. I cannot pick up the Scrounging for Energon since it is a Specialist green, and then we move over to my turn, and you can start to see the camera shake. Again, I will fix that at some point here. I look at my scrap pile to check for a Ghost Shield because stuck on you. I don't see one, so I flip Omega to alt mode, and I choose to draw a card here. You can kind of see that it was a Fusion Boar. At least I think that's a Fusion Boar. Yeah, that's a Fusion Boar. I also did not realize that my hand was bleeding on camera, so that's unfortunate. I choose to set a secret action. Also, if you're wondering what my secret action token is, that is a special oversized 3D printed robber piece for Catan that I made printed off a couple years ago. Anyways, countdown going into Biter for 5 Pierce 1 and blocks 1, and that is a dead Biter. So countdown did his job, got another Shark off the field, and now Champion's going to have to burn 6 cards if he wants to return the Sharks with Pit. He does look at this Ancient Security Tentacle here. He did already draw for turn, but no big deal, casual event. Wins don't matter, it's just a matter of if you play the match out fully. So, yeah, who cares? Anyway, so he's thinking about the Ancient Security Tentacle, and let's go ahead and fast forward to when the pickup happens, just because that is... Actually, nope, looks like he is actually just going to let it go. Never mind, I thought it took a little longer. So, anyways, moving over to Champion's turn proper now. I just look at countdown bot mode there for whatever reason. I don't remember why. So let's go ahead and move over to Champion's turn, or actually, nope, wait, looks like there is some... Oh, he's thinking about using Pit of Judgment. Okay, so looking at cards to scrap for Pit in order to get back either Biter or Chomp. I'm just not sure which one was which. He was asking there about whether he could attack Countdown. The answer is no, because Omega has Brave. So yeah, this looks like it's going to take a minute, so let's fast forward to when plays happen. Okay, so we fast forwarded, and he's going to go ahead and dump 3 green cards in order to bring back one of the sharks. I don't remember if it was Biter or Chomp. Looks like it was Chomp. This was to facilitate Deliberata. So Peck flips to bot mode, taps Deliberata. He has to scrap a green icon card here and then lower the counter for Pit of Judgment. So scrap a green card from hand. I don't remember what the scrap was in this position. Looks like we forgot about the scrap for Deliberata. That was a wow, I cannot believe we both missed that. Oh well. So gets those cards in hand. There was a green in there. And go ahead and put a Soldier's Blaster onto Peck. And at this point, I'm thinking this is going to hurt. So Chomp swings in first. And, Chomp is going in. And he has to go into Omega because Brave. And gets the trigger. So Deliberata does manage to untap. Yep, there's another overrule. Again, it seems like a weird inclusion, but you'll eventually find out why. So Chomp goes in, untaps Deliberata, and then Omega takes 2, Chomp takes 1, so 3 damage was dealt to Omega, but again, Countdown moves 1 back, and I am getting added by Tank as I'm recording this, dropping a Hollow Matter in order to pick up a Aspect of Laughter, aka the card universally known as the Sharkticon discount card. Moving over to Peck down the line, and Peck attacks in for, I believe, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, Pierce 1. Oh yeah, that Soldier's Blaster definitely caused a problem. Anyway, so blocking 2, so I believe I would have taken 6, and Chomp takes 1 here. Yep, goes up to 10, and Peck takes 1 here, excuse me. Yep, so Peck takes 1, and I had to split this up a little bit because I had to respond to Tank repeatedly adding me, and looks like there was a aspect there. Nope, not picking that up, and a Deliberata still has to go in, and don't know exactly what the holdup here was. Again, I did not record audio on this, so not 100% sure what happened after the fact. So Deliberata goes in for 2 Pierce 1, I believe that is, so that gets around Countdown. Woo! So, yep, take the 1. And then we get to a untap here as soon as Champion picks up a potential green here, dropping an Agent Security Tentacle for... Not too sure what that was. I saw the Matrix. It might have been an insurance write-off. I'm not 100% sure, though. So, untapping everything, and then I have the option to trigger last line of defense. And I'm just thinking, do I want to? I think I do end up declaring to activate it. Yes, I scrap a Fusion Board in order to move a damage from Omega over to, I believe, Deliberata here. Yes, Deliberata. So, okay, so that takes care of that, and then I draw for turn already, or I've already drawn for turn, rather. I got a little bit delayed there because I have to deal with Tank adding me here. So we're going to flip Omega, as is standard, and then I think at this point I'm just realizing, wait, I could just try and nuke Deliberata this turn. Doesn't have an aspect, doesn't have a Sharkticon Matrix, so now is the time to just try and nuke Deliberata. There's a grenade launcher, there's a supercharge, we got the full boost package, and we hope to God the flips play out in our favor. We're swinging for 11 bold 3 currently. So 1, 2, 3, no white icon, but that's 11, 12, 13, 14 Pierce 3. So that's a pretty hefty hit. And direct damage could potentially, or will finish off Deliberata if I get the chance. So that puts Deliberata up to 12, 14. So I need 2 damage, which could come from Omega flipping to alt mode, and then Countdown moving 1 back on an attack if Deliberata hits for too much, or I could just move a damage and destroy Deliberata, kill Deliberata off of last line of defense. Moving over to Champion's turn, he puts an aspect onto Deliberata. The Sharkticon discount card is in play now, and we're going to see a flip of Peck to alt mode, so card recovery is now in play. And I believe he taps Deliberata here. I am not 100% sure, though. I go checking through my scrap pile because I cannot believe there was not a Ghost Shield in there. The Ghost Shield is pretty significant for this strategy, so Not seeing it in there kind of sucks, but yeah, sometimes that's the way the cards fall. So, waiting for Champion to make a play here. Let's go ahead and fast forward to when that happens. And that happens right about now as he chooses to send Peck in after Omega, I believe. Yep, going in with Peck into Omega as he has to. There's Impetuous Stand, and that is a sight that nobody likes to see. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Pierce 2, I believe that is. Yep, 8 Pierce 2. Blocking 1, I take 6. Peck takes 1. I am now up to 16 damage total. So, yeah, and then I don't know if I picked up the IS there. I don't think I did, if I remember correctly. I might have. I am not. Oh, I'm actually, yeah, I might have because there's an aspect on the field. So I flip Omega to alt mode, do a damage to Deliberata, put a Photon Charge on Countdown. I forgot I had that in hand because what I do here is I attack into Peck, and if I get the damage off, which I likely will because 6 attack into 0 defense, that's probably going to do damage. I do the damage to the Deliberata and end up killing him in the process. So I grab a die to put a damage on Countdown since he has less than 2 defense right now. And there's the Pierce 2 needed to guarantee the Photon Charge trigger. So Peck has 0. Champ picks up a mission briefing, dropping a aspect of laughter, and then that is a dead Peck, and then Photon Charge triggers doing a damage to Deliberata, leaving Chomp as the sole survivor on this board. And if I'm not mistaken, that prompts a concession from Champion momentarily. Looks at Chomp's bot mode. I am 5-letter words that have CHMP in them. I'm mixing Chomp and Champ. God, and I am. This is why I need a commentator on stream, ladies and gentlemen. So, flips up Chomp, or actually no he doesn't. Plays a mission briefing for 1, tries to get a weapon, and does not, so that forces a Game 1 concession, and we'll go ahead and fast forward to the start of Game 2, where Champion went first. Okay, so here we are for Game 2. Champion, again, is going first this time around, which is concerning because that just means that he's going to send Biter in first and I won't be able to nuke Chomp, but hey, maybe we make something out of this, so we'll see what happens. But in the meantime, Champion is looking at his hand just to see what is going to be the play on turn 2, and I believe he just sends Biter in here. That's pretty standard opening move for Sharks. Just because Biter, you'll want to get KO'd because Bold 2 is awesome. So let's go ahead and see. It looks like we're just going to have to fast forward here quickly. Yep, and there is the flip of Biter. Yep, there it is now. So then he eventually sends Biter in to Omega as he has to. So let's just wait a second here. It's not enough to warrant a fast forward, so let's just wait. And there's the swing into Omega. So it's going to do 4 Pierce 2, blocking 2. I take 1 Chomp, or not Chomp, Biter takes 1. All these Sharks are confusing, let's be real. So 1 to Omega, 1 to Chomp, and then we move over to my turn with the draw after he picks up a insurance write-off. So looking at the hand here, I have 1 play. I don't think I end up playing anything too significant. I played a Pocket Processor onto Countdown that is significant, but not like a weapon significant, just because I did not need a weapon to nuke this Shark. Going in for 9 Pierce nothing, and that is a dead Shark. Champion, of course, didn't flip any blues, because I don't think this deck actually has a whole lot of blues, but whatever. It's Sharks. Blues really don't mix well with that deck outside of insurance right off a little bit. Anyways, enough of me rambling. We're moving over to Champion's turn now. And let's go ahead and fast forward to the next play, which is a tapping of Deliberata. So there's that. And there is a green icon in there. There's Impetuous Stand again. And also a mission briefing, it looks like. So, yeah, that's a pretty loaded hand already. So now we just go ahead and wait and see what is going to be the action play or the upgrade play, which is, there's a mission briefing for, I remember at this point he misread what mission briefing did and thought it was something else. I don't even remember what the situation was actually fully. So he ends up flipping Peck first before playing the mission briefing, and then plays the mission briefing for 2 if I'm not mistaken. Yep, drops the mission briefing for 2. So still has the upgrade play available, so we'll go ahead and, unless it happens like right now, fast forward to that. Yep, let's fast forward. And the upgrade play in question in this case is a Sharkticon Matrix onto Deliberata, so the Sharks just nibble a little bit more. And yeah, let's go ahead, and I think he ends up sending Chomp in here because that just makes sense. Yep, going in with Chomp. So Focus 1 keeps it, and people are adding me again. Gets the trigger with Chomp, so Deliberata is untapped, and Chomp goes in for 4, 5, 6 Pierce 3, I believe is the attack. Going into 1, so I take 5, so I take 4, and Chomp ends up taking 1 in this exchange. So, yeah, this is looking decent, I guess? I don't know. I'll admit I was saying that as I was reading something Legendary sent me, so, like, I had to kind of recover myself there. Anyways, I should stop reading my PMs when I am recording this. Anyways, moving over to my turn, we'll go ahead and flip Omega to alt mode, and I draw the card here. Yeah, I draw the card. So I don't remember. It just took me a moment to remember. So drawing the card, and I was looking at something. I think I asked how many cards he had in hand at that point because I was thinking about a potential IS maybe. I'm not 100% sure what the play was on my end. Oh, I'm pulling something out. Secret action. Okay, so that might have been an overrule because I was suspecting a IS from Champion, and then put a grenade launcher on Countdown just to ensure the kill of Chomp here, even though in retrospect that was kind of overkill. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Maybe I should have. I'm honestly not too sure. Moving back over to Champion's turn, we have the draw, and probably, I believe this is where he just dumps half his hand for a full Shark recovery. Yep, there was the aspect of Laughter, so he only has to dump 4 cards in order to recover both Chomp and Biter. In fact, let's just go ahead and fast forward to when the play happens, assuming it is that. I honestly don't remember. Okay, so it is that. So there's a wedge formation coming down in order to get scrapped for Pit. And at this point, we're just waiting for Champion to filter his hand out a little bit so that way he can actually dump the cards that he wants. And not too sure how long this is going to take, so let's just fast forward as a just-in-case thing. That ended up taking a few seconds, so it looks like that was an Enforcement Batons, a Wedge Formation, an Impetuous Stand, and one other card that I missed in order to bring back Biter and Chomp. So somebody gets Bold 2. I believe he ends up giving it to Chomp here just because you kind of need Chomp to have the Bold in order to make sure that his untapped trigger goes off. So we wait here for the attack, or the attacks here. So 2 counters get removed off of Pit of Judgment, that's what it's called. And then he still has an action play, if I'm not mistaken. But before that, we see a tapping of Deliberata. Sharkticon discount card means he doesn't have to scrap anything. There's a Dreadful Feast and a Vorpal Fang, so he will get those in hand. And now we just wait and see if there is an action play this turn. And is there? I'm honestly not 100% sure. Putting the hand face down, so... Oh, nope, back up it goes. There is a fight for position, and I don't remember who that was on. We will see momentarily. All I know is that the Bold 2 from Biter did get put onto Chomp. So sending in... is it Chomp or Biter first in this situation? So yeah, going on to Chomp, or going in with Chomp first. So there's the Bold 2 from Biter, and that goes in for 4, 5, 6, 7 Pierce 2, I believe that is, into Omega. So yeah, 7 Pierce 2. Oh, an additional Bold 2 from... Okay, so the fight for position did end up going on to Chomp, so that's a bit more than 7 Pierce 2, so I believe I took... Oh, I did take 5 here, so it looks like it was 7. So, yeah, I take 5, or no, if I took 5, then it was 6. So it was 8 pierce whatever. So I took 6, which means I took 5. Chomp took 1. And then dropping a Dreadful Feast for something. I'm not sure what it was. Dropping a Dreadful Feast for an Aspect of Laughter. And then going ahead and sending Biter in to Omega. For, it looks like 4. And there's a Ghost Shield, finally. 4 into 2, so I take 1. Biter takes 1. Peck in next. There's a white icon. Oh, I would have taken 1 more because there was a Matrix in play. I forgot about that after the fact as well. So that is 4, 5, 6 pierce, 1 into Omega, so 6 minus 2 is, yep, I take 3, Peck takes 1. And then I'm just looking through the flipped cards. Dropping a Vorpal Fangs for, I think that was a mission briefing, if I'm not mistaken. And then Deliberata swings in here for not a whole lot, because judges really don't do that unless they get shield crashed. So that's a white icon, or 2 of them. And that is 3 pierce 1, it looks like. So I take the 1, and countdown has been avoided. Alrighty, so moving over to the untap here momentarily after greens are potentially picked up here. And there's a mission briefing and a espionage present. Now we wait to see what the pickup is, and he does not, oh wait, he goes back for that espionage. Again, casual event, so like, nah, whatever. Not a big deal at all. And I reveal that I had an overrule set because I was fearing a impetuous stand. So we untap here, and do I end up triggering last line here? Yes, I do. I scrap a Ghost Shield in order to move A damage over to, I think I declared Deliberata, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, goes into Deliberata. So we're going to move over to my turn here. I draw for turn, draw for the processor, and I believe I had an Impetuous Stand in hand at this point, so there's a bit of a misplay coming up. But first I grab a Ghost Shield and throw it onto Omega. And then looking at the board at this point, and I think, okay, I probably could get Deliberata, but I completely forget that there is both a Aspect and a Matrix on the field, and I play a Minor Medkit, fight for position on Omega, swing in. I think I had a Impetuous in hand at this point, and my big mistake there was not Impetuousing away the Sharkticon discount card. As a result, I'm going in for 7, 8, 10 pierce 3, but blocks 5 and takes 5, which is unfortunate to say the least. And it's at this point where I'm starting to think that this game has gotten out of my control, and I am at the mercy of Champions Flips at this point. So now we move over to his turn. Let's go ahead and do some fast forwarding. And that fast forwarding shows us that he eventually flips Chomp and then plays a Ancient Security Tentacle onto the Deliberata. And that's actually a pretty significant card in this matchup, because now Countdown can't move damage onto Deliberata, and neither can Last Line, so that stunts a core part of my deck. Kind of. I mean, Deliberata wasn't doing too much damage to Omega, so it's not like Countdown was already triggering, but it still is significant. We see a mission briefing come down for 4, which is simply incredible, I will say that much. So I'm checking my scrap here for something. I don't remember what it was, but we have the mission briefing, we had the flip of Chomp, and then I think we see a Soldier's Blaster. Yep, Soldier's Blaster comes down onto Biter, and this is going to hurt a lot. So sending in Biter into Omega. And I block 4 because Ghost Shield is great, and then Biter hits for 4, 7, 8, 9 attack, 9 pierce 2 it looks like. So I take 6, and Biter takes 1. How much did I take there? I'm not sure. Either way, I know I'm on 20 damage, so I have 10 health remaining thanks to the Minor Medic Kit, giving me that +2. And I'm just hoping that I can somehow survive the upcoming barrage, which it's possible, but it would take a bit of luck and Champion not having a couple of things in hand. But considering his hand is, I think, at minimum 6 cards at this point in the game, not too likely. So we see a aspect get dropped for a wedge formation, and then we move over to my turn. I believe I also picked up a Hollow Matter there. I don't remember if I did. I think I did. I'm honestly not too sure. So we draw another card for Processor, and it's a fully loaded Deliberata. There's a Biter that is on 2 damage, so it won't be worth it to play any like major offensive actions or upgrades. We go ahead and Impetuous away the Aspect. So I did pick that up, I'm pretty sure. I honestly don't remember. You'd have to rewind and check the footage to see if I did pick that up or not. So Champion goes ahead and draws a card. I play a Hollow Matter. Yep, I did pick that up last turn and play that onto Countdown. Flip Omega, draw a card, and then send Countdown in after Biter. So going in for I think enough to kill him, because Biter has 0 defense in both modes, if I'm not mistaken. Either that or he has 1 defense in 1 mode. I don't remember. Either way, Biter is dead. Alrighty, so we're moving on to the untap here, and nope, we're moving over to the Champion's turn, excuse me. I immediately forgot what point in the game it is. That is my fault for being stupid. Anyways, we see another aspect come down onto Deliberata, and we see a flip of Chomp to alt mode. I don't remember if he uses Pit here or not. I think he did, yep. He's pulling a card out. Yep, there goes 2 wedge formations in order to get back Biter. And there's a full Sharkcon suite, and Omega has 10 health remaining. This is totally going to end well for me. In all seriousness, yeah, this not a pretty sight that I am looking at right now. So we go ahead and wait for the action and the upgrade play, and I don't remember when they happen, so let's just fast forward. So we see an Angle Moss Surge come down onto Chomp. That hurts, and then doesn't look like any upgrades get dropped, so Chomp will just go in. Nope, wait, maybe not. Tapping Deliberata first. Okay, so tap Deliberata. There is a green icon. There was a Guilty or Innocent and a what's it called? Espionage, that's what it's called. So Chomp goes in first. Gets his trigger, so Deliberata will untap. Also, Chomp got the Bold 2 from Biter coming back this turn. So that is 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 pierce something. 12 blocking 4. I take 8, which means I take 7, and Chomp takes 1. That would have killed Omega if it wasn't for the minor medkit, so that was a relief. And there are some green icons in there. Let's see, it's a Masher Mace, a Mission Briefing, and I think there might have been one more. But it looks like Champion is looking at the Masher Mace as the pickup option here. And looks to drop a Shield Crash for it. Or actually picks up the Mission Briefing instead. Yep, picks up Mission Briefing. So then it goes in with Biter next, I believe it is. Yeah, I think it just goes down the line here. So, and then Deliberata should also be untapped, so just keep that in mind. Biter goes in for 6 pierce something, or is that an insurance write-off? Nope, that is... Actually, I'm not too sure. It's 6 into 4, I believe it is. It might be 7 into 4 because of the Matrix, but I know at minimum it's 6 into 4. So 6 into 4, so I take... Oh, it was 7 into 4, so I take 2, and... Oh no, I would have taken 2 more from that last one for... I don't remember what... Yeah, all I know is that I should have taken 2 more on that last attack, and then Biter's attack manages to get Omega this time. So Omega is off the field, and Countdown is about to get pecked to death. Pun completely intended. And Countdown defends for 2, gets hit for 4, so Countdown takes 2, Peck takes 1, because Countdown's ability does apply to himself, And then Deliberata goes in here for a grand total of 1 Pierce 1, it looks like. Might be 2 Pierce 1. Yeah, it's 2 Pierce 1, I think. So I just take the 1 here. Yep, just take the 1, and then we untap. I cannot use last line since Omega is not on the field. And let's go ahead and see it. Did Champion pick up any greens there? I don't remember. He did not. So we move to the untap here. And do I just fast forward? I'm not sure, actually. Yeah, we'll just let go here because it looks like this is going to wrap up quickly here. I don't know why I just moved the die to that, but he should be at 3. I know that much. Actually, I might be just thinking right now if I can even win the game. I don't think I can. Nope, we're untapping, so it looks like at this point I thought I might have been able to. And I draw and draw for processor. There's a composite in hand. That's real helpful. Let's just go ahead and fast forward to my play, which is a grenade launcher after flipping Countdown to bot mode, and Omega is in alt mode. I do also set a take the shot, so rolling actions in play. Woo. And then Countdown goes in for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 Pierce 1 into Deliberata. I just go for the kill shot. I realized I should have played an IS to try to get rid of the aspect on him. So there's that. And I just decide to concede and move on to game 3. Okay, so for game 3, I decided to go first just because it went well for me in game 1. So it makes sense that I would go first in game 3. So we go ahead and flip Omega and send him after Chomp. Same play as game 1 because, again, that worked out pretty well. Might as well do it again. So going in here for 8 Pierce 1, Chomp flips no defense. And as a result, Chomp has been temporarily squashed. And there are some... Yeah, there is a counter espionage there, so... Yeah, there's a dead Chomp, and I don't remember if Champ picks up the counter espionage here or not. Moving over to Champion's turn, he draws for turn. And I don't remember what happened here. Biter flips to bot mode and just sends straight up into Omega. Looks like it, yep. So going straight up into Omega, going into 1, that is 5 Pierce. Is that an insurance write-off? Looks like that's an insurance write-off, so Omega takes 3 and Biter takes 1. And dropping a... That does look like an insurance write-off on the flips. Insurance write-off for an enforcement batons. And then I do not pick up that hollow matter here, so we're going to move over to my turn, draw, and flip Omega. And I believe do I draw a card or I do the damage here? I don't remember. I end up thinking about this one, I'm pretty sure. I play a grenade launcher and do the damage to the Liberata, and then scrounging for Energon. So this is kind of like Paralyzo Box. You reveal the top card of your opponent's deck after calling a color, which I believe I called orange in this case. And nope, I actually called green, I remember now. So Aspect of Laughter gets revealed, so I draw 2, and then Champion has to scrap a card, which was a wedge formation in this case. Scrounging for Energon, by the way, I will say, is the best orange draw card in the game. Don't at me. And then, almost called him Power Glide for whatever reason. Countdown goes in for 9 Pierce 2, and that is 1 very dead Biter. And then I believe we just straight up move over to Champion's turn here without any greens. We see an Aspect of Laughter come down onto Deliberata, and then tapping Deliberata to go fishing for greens. He does not have to pay a green because Shortcut discount card. Gets it because there was a Masher Mace, and I think that was either a Shield Crash or a Wedge Formation. I missed it at that moment. I do a quick count of the cards or the number of cards in my hand, and we see 2 cards get scrapped, or 4 cards get scrapped to bring back both Biter and Chomp. There goes 2 counters. I'm not too worried about this, though, because remember what happened in Game 1? I managed to attack Deliberata and basically just nuke him on the turn after the all-out turn. So I'm just thinking to myself, if I can hold off this barrage for just this turn, I can put some hurt on Deliberata and get into a potential winning situation. So we see an Espionage come down, and I believe he calls orange here, so he gets his choice of either Supercharge or a Grenade Launcher. And there's also an Impetuous, a Fusion Borer, and a Hollow Matter, which is great. The Fusion Borer, if he gets rid of the Grenade Launcher, I can just use to help punch the Deliberata. Impetuous to get rid of the Aspect, and he gets rid of the Supercharge here, and I think he did that just so that way my hand wasn't clogged, or was clogged up with weapons, just so that way I couldn't just go on a full boost turn, like Supercharged Grenade or Fusion Borer. So that was absolutely the correct play in my eyes. He sends Chomp in here, gets the trigger, so the Deliberata untaps, and then Omega takes 4, I believe, there. So he took 5, so Chomp took 1, Omega took 4, and then there was a green swap there. I was checking a message at the time, but this was Biter going in, so he goes in 4. I was at 7 before, so he went in, did 3, I took 2, Biter took 1, and then sending in Peck, and I will block 2. So I take 1, Peck takes 1 because I was at 9 there, and then Deliberata goes in and just does 1, evades countdown once again, and the camera is shaking again. Again, I will work on fixing that finally, and there it goes especially bad, so sorry about that. But anyways, we untap, and then I'm deciding here, do I want to trigger last line? I believe I do. Yep, I dump a Hollow Matter because there really isn't too much direct damage in Champion's deck. Move a damage from Omega over to Deliberata just to help that process along, and then draw for turn. Now, if I remember correctly, I flip him, play the Fusion Board, play the Impetuous Stand. No, I had a Grenade Launcher that I drew off of the top deck. I forgot about that. So, Impetuous Stand comes down and then puts the Aspect on the bottom, draws him a card, but I am not too concerned about the card draw because I just wanted to get rid of the Aspect, and then we're going to go, or almost called it Go Shield for Stuck on You for Go Shield, rather. So now we're looking pretty good. We've got our defense buff active. We've got a pretty good swing going into Deliberata here. And Deliberata will defend for 3 as I swing in for 11, 12, 14, Pierce 1. Pretty comparable to the swing I got in the first game. And more PMs. Lovely. So Deliberata has 10. Oh, wait, I forgot. At this point, there was a bit of confusion as to how much damage there was on or how much damage Omega was going in for. And there was quickly a correction that put Deliberata up to the correct value of damage, which was 13. Champion just thought I said 10 when I said 14. So, little bit of technology just failing there, because technology, it sucks sometimes. But regardless, everything was corrected at the end of the day, so all is good, and we can just yell at technology because it sucks. Anyways, moving over to Champion's turn, and he's got a full board here, so that is pretty good for him. And then we're going to go ahead and see a flip of Peck to alt mode. And looks like there's a play coming down. Angle Surge, yeah, that's always a good card. So that goes on to Biter, and Biter is going to punch Omega in the face. This is going to hurt a lot. So that swings in for 9 flat, I believe that is. There might be a black icon in there. I'm not 100% sure. Either way, I take 4 off of this, and Biter takes 1. So he's alive on 1, which is nice because I can flip Omega on this turn after I pick up this Pocket Processor, ping Biter, and then just swing into the Deliberata with countdown. At least I think he should have taken that moved damage off of Omega. Hold on, I gotta check. Okay, so I checked, and yeah, he should take a moved damage, but we'll see if that gets fixed here. I honestly don't remember. But he is, Champion is looking at a Bashing Shield right now, so that is and there is the moment when I really bump the camera. Again, I will work on fixing that. So, now we're just waiting on the Bashing Shield, and it looks like he does end up taking it. I am not 100% sure. Unless we've just moved over to his turn and I'm not aware of where we are in the game right now, which, yeah, that has happened before. But anyways, back to focusing on commentating this. Let's just fast forward until something happens. And something has happened now. We see the Bashing Shield just let it float away, and there should be a damage on Biter once again. I'm not sure if that gets corrected or not, but yeah. So we're going to go ahead and see Omega flip to alt mode here, I think. Yep. So Omega flips to alt mode and does a damage to the Liberata, so it looks like looks like Biter did not have the damage correction on him, but not a big deal. 1 damage is not really going to make a whole lot of difference. Actually, it would have made a whole lot of difference just because I could have sniped him and then attacked Liberata. But whatever. This is a casual tournament, so... Well, it's not even a tournament because there's no top cut, but whatever. Anyways, so countdown just goes into Biter, and that is a dead Biter. So, yeah, that's just dead Biter. Also, secret action got set, and there's a pocket processor on the field now, so... there's that. So we're going to go ahead and move over to Champion's turn. He'll draw. It looks like that was an Impetuous Stand. I am not 100% English. How does it work? 100% sure. There, I can speak. So we're just going to wait and see what happens. Or actually, let's just fast forward because I believe there was a bit of deliberating here. Yep, there was a bit of deliberating here. So he eventually was thinking about, like, how to get Sharks back. He tries to play an Impetuous Stand. This is the reason I included Overrule in the deck, because I knew this card was going to be legal and it was going to be everywhere for this event, because it is way too powerful with a green icon. So I put Overrule in my main deck to try to stop it, and sure enough, it stops it in this setting, or in this game, I should say. It also stopped a Impetuous in round 1 as well, so that's fun. But Impetuous is stopped, so Deliberata taps and gets some cards in hand here, and then... a Masher Mace comes down onto Chomp, and then Chomp goes into Omega as he has to. And I block for 5. And then Champion, I believe, goes in for, I don't know what the count is, 4, 5, 7, I believe it is. Yeah, I think it's 7 here, so 7 into 4, so I take 2, Chomp takes 1, and then Peck in next with a reshuffle, and he does have Bold 1 since Peck did get flipped up this turn, so that is a important thing to note, and Peck currently is going in for 6, it looks like, into Omega. So I take 1, and yep, avoids the... avoids countdown, albeit actually, wait, Champ is still shuffling, so 1 more flip. Oh, nope, this is Deliberata, so... looks like actually Peck may have actually not flipped this turn. I'm honestly not 100% sure, but regardless, Omega takes a damage, and we untap, and do I activate last line of defense here? I believe I don't in this situation. There is a bit of scrap or green checking from Champion. So I'm thinking about last line. I decide not to. Draw for turn, draw for processor, flip Omega to bot mode, and then send Omega in after Deliberata, I believe it was, just to ensure the kill. And that goes in for 10, 11, 12, no, 11 flat, excuse me. And that is a dead Deliberata, and we're now down to 2 Sharks on Champion's side of the field. So we're going to go ahead and just clean some stuff up here and move over to Champion's turn, draw for turn, and let's go ahead and fast forward to the play. And that play is a Vorpal Fangs onto Peck. Now this is a card that hasn't seen a whole lot of play, so it is a white and then a green with a beast lock on it. It gives +1 attack. And it's sort of like Plasma Horns in that if you flip 4 greens, you scrap it, but if you don't, you reduce the defender's base defense by 1 for each green you flip. So he flips 2 here, and Omega actually only has 1 base defense in this mode, so it only reduces defense by 1. So Peck goes in here for 5, 6, I believe 7 into 3, because the Ghost Shield does not count as a base value, and there was a bit of a discussion here about what was supposed to happen, so we're just going to fast forward past that. Okay, so I actually don't think it was 7. I believe it was less than that because I took 1 and then I believe Peck's supposed to take 1. Either way, I only take 1 out of this, so it was either only 1 damage total or it was 2 and then Peck took 1. So, because I move one back on him, so I take one, Peck takes one. And then we're just going to go ahead and fast forward here a little bit to my turn. I draw for turn, and looking at this, I flip Omega, or nope, I first draw for the processor, and then flip Omega to alt mode, and I believe I do a damage to somebody here. Yep, I do the damage. No, actually, I'm not sure. The camera got a little blurry there, so I cannot tell. I don't remember if I did the damage or draw the card. Either way, I'm playing a grenade launcher. This is a bit overkill, but we're just doing it anyway. So sending countdown into Peck. That is a very dead Peck. And then we'll move over to Champion's turn, drawing a Sharkticon Matrix, playing a Soldier's Blaster onto Chomp, and then focusing, getting rid of that, and sending Chomp in for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 into Omega's 5, so I take 3, Chomp takes 1, and that prompts a concession from Champion, and I manage to win this set 2-1. So, Omega triumphs over the Sharks, 2 decks that we saw in Counter 1. I don't think they directly played against each other, but it is good to see Sharks back on the table again. They've had a weird history in the game so far. Like, they were all over the place at the start of World Strike's release, and then they tapered off, and now they're making a bit of a resurgence, so that is good to see. But that will do it for this feature match. Hopefully you enjoyed, and hopefully we can actually have the round 3 feature match be live, and hopefully I can have a co-commentator because of the fact that I did not have one for round 1, and yeah, it gets boring without a co-commentator, so we'll see what happens. But again, hopefully you enjoyed, and we'll see you for round 3.